Hello, welcome and thank you for tuning in. Today's video follows a snowy foxing foray across a couple of my local permissions that didn't quite turn out as expected. This is Wiltshire Wildlife Services. So heading out this evening to one of my main permissions that I spend most of my time out when I'm shooting. We're focusing on foxing tonight, so that's mainly what we're going to be after, going to be ignoring everything else, the rabbits and what have you. It's been really quite cold over the last week or so, and we've had snow on the ground for the last 3 nights, so everything should be quite hungry, quite cold, looking for a good meal. I'm hoping that's going to play in our favour because it's a lot warmer tonight. We're up to about 5 degrees this evening, so I'm hoping it's going to play into our favour. We can get the mouth calls out, the rabbit stress mouth calls. Hopefully that should draw them in nicely. There's been a lot of foxes about over there. I've seen them myself, and I've had reports from the farmer and from a couple of local smallholders as well that have told me they're lurking about. And there's been a lot of vocalisation. They've started to pair up over the last month, so they've been calling a lot. So we're going to have a shoot over there this evening, have a good look around and see what we can find. We arrived at the first field, and as expected, the ground was still covered in snow. An initial scan around the field for anything moving about and hopes of a busy night are mounting as a reflection of eyes shines back at us. So we pulled up in the first field, and as I say, we're primarily out for foxes tonight. Pulled in through the gateway, shone the lamp around, and straight away there was a couple of sets of eyes in different locations around the field. Unfortunately nothing was hanging around, so we shut the lamp off, had a little bit of a squeak, see if we could bring anything back, but nothing seems to be showing an interest, which is a shame. But it does mean things are out and about. So we'll jump back in the truck now, drive a bit further around the field, have a look in a couple of different places, see if we can catch up with them. We did catch up with something, but it wasn't foxes. 4 rhodos were casually munching away, not fazed by our presence in the slightest. We left them to it and set off around the rest of the farm. A little later on, and a chance shine around through a gateway showed this fella out for an evening stroll. A shout stopped him in his tracks, and after a fumble with the rifle's safety, he fell to a pill from the Grendel. Okay, so we had a bit of a drive around the field, couldn't catch up with anything. Whatever we saw out there swiftly disappeared, apart from 4 deer out there, so that's good to know. We'll probably catch up with them at another point. So we've had another little bit of a drive around a couple of other fields, didn't see anything, and just coming up the track, get to a gateway, thought I'd have a quick shine round, see if I could find anything, and this fellow was loitering about 30 yards out from the gateway, so quick hop over into the gate, and a standing shot, supported, as I say, about 30 yards, and down dropped this nice dog fox here. He's a good size, winter coat's come in lovely, a lovely little tail on him, so we'll strip that off later, and that'll make a nice keyring to go on the wall. Good size pair of teeth on him as well, so he'd have been giving the local rabbit population and the local smallholders a bit of a run round, I have no doubt. So it was a good one to take. With one in the bag and the rest of the fields barren, it was time to take a short drive up the lane to the next permission of the evening. Here, with sticks in hand, it was out on foot in search of Charlie. The snow here was deeper than the previous fields, and near untouched. Once in position, a scan showed nothing, so it was out with the calls. After nearly an hour of nothing, and with a rather chilly feet, it was time to call it a night and head back to the truck empty-handed. So, not quite as productive a night as we had hoped. Turns out they're not as hungry as we thought. We did get the one, so it wasn't a complete failure. One is a success. Obviously they didn't want to come out and play as much as we didn't overly want to be out in this cold weather. But hey ho, you got to give it a go. We can't always win. Okay, so we got our fox. Let's take our tail. So, nice sharp knife and a brush stripper is all we need. If you don't have a brush stripper, you can do it with sticks, but the brush stripper is a bit easier. All we're going to do is just cut through the skin. Don't have to go too deep with this because it is literally just the skin we want. It's nice and thin on foxes, they don't have overly thick skin. So we're just going to take it round, just past the back of the vent. Sharper knife you've got, the better on this. Doesn't have to be overly pretty, because once it's all treated, you can pretty it all up before you mount it. So there we go. That is now the skin taken all the way back, all the way around the tail. Take our brush stripper. Tuck it in there. Get a good grip of it, grip of the fox, and just pull. And just like that, he pops off. So there we're left with a nice fleshed out tail, ready to go back and treat. That'll look nice. And just left with the bony tail there. So there we have it. Just goes to show that even with good planning in advance, you can't always guarantee what wildlife is going to do. If you've enjoyed watching today's video, please hit the like button, hit subscribe for future updates, and don't forget to check us out on Facebook and on Instagram. Cheers!